Welcome back to Missing Time. You won't be missing out on any time by watching this video. Your time here will be well spent. I can assure you of that. Who do you get the pleasure of calling? I say Sumire. Sumire picks up after the third ring. Gosh, she's not busy. Hey Flare, what's up? Nothing much, just working on the articles. You? Working on homework and bored. Do you need help? Please tell me you need help, because if I have to keep staring at more numbers, I'm going to go insane. You're looking at numbers. I'm also looking at letters with my numbers. It's called algebra. Sumire sounds a bit more erratic than usual. I can't blame her after what happened today. I go along with it, not once to make her feel worse. Yeah, I do actually. Whew, yay! You always come through, Flare. That makes my cheeks heat a little bit. I clear my throat pointedly. Oh yeah, right. What can I do for you? Well, I'm a bit stumped on what to write for the club. Oh, yeah, your first writer's block, huh? You can say that. I think that essentially means that you're really struggling on what you're able to write your first time around. Do you have a general idea about what to write about? About that. I summarised my concerns to her, talk about the various topics, but none of them seem to stick. Sumire hums her assent. Sounds to me like you're overthinking it. You have loads of good ideas, Flare. I do? Totally. I mean, hobbyist articles are meant to be fun, right? Games, manga, places of interest. They all seem fun to me, and they're hobbies. I guess so. Oh, don't be like that. I'm giving you my seal of approval. You should be happy instead. I chuckle at her enthusiasm. I suppose I should be. Thank you, oh wise and powerful. This is probably a reenactment of what one would do at the maid cafe. You're welcome, my humble subject. We're not some underling. We share a laugh over the phone. A moment of comfortable silence stretches between us before Sumire speaks again. Thank you, Flare. I needed that laugh. I can't see her right now, but I can imagine the smile on Sumire's lips. Unknowingly, I'll mirror that smile. Is this her smile? I'm kidding. Of course. Anything for the all-knowing, spectacular Sumire. She chuckles. Oh, stop it. Chiharu's right. You're so embarrassing. You two must be spending some time together then outside of our friendship then. Maybe, but Chiharu is embarrassed about everything. I know. She blushes so easily. So cute. But I mean it, Flare. Thank you. Of course. You're holding up right. Alright? You're holding up alright, I mean. Yeah, it's easier when I'm not in that environment, you know? Yeah. Can I be honest with you? Go ahead, of course. I want to leave town someday, probably after graduation. Komachi is great. It's quiet, peaceful, everyone knows everyone, but it can be stifling. I can see that. Probably why your parents moved in the first place, huh? Was that the reason? And if that is, then how would you know? Yeah. It's just... it feels like everywhere I look, there's nothing new, nothing exciting. So when you saw us two and the fact we were transfer students, it brought some newness to your everyday life. My dad is chief of the police department here. Should you be saying that? So it's just, it feels like I know everyone before I can actually meet them. And that, it gets so tiring sometimes. Anyway, sorry, I was supposed to be helping you, and here I am just rambling away. You know what? You are helping us in some ways. You're expressing and sharing your concerns. It's okay, Sumire. You needed that. Besides, I think I know what to do now. Huh? Really? Flare, that's awesome. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how awesome this hobbyist article will go. Well, I'll leave you to it. I know it's going to be great. Thanks, Sumire. See you. See ya! We need motivational people in this. After dinner, I spent a good 3 hours composing my topic, doing the appropriate amount of research and making sure to note down all citations as per Sumire's guideline. By the end of the night, I am fairly confident that I have something good to present everyone at the club on Friday. Wait, this is the music that's played when you're on the beach on Chiharu's little island. Wait, this isn't good, isn't it now? Excitement is the general mood of everyone in the journalism club at our scheduled meeting. Because of the beautiful weather, Kanako's decided to take advantage of it and called for a meeting outside. Good idea. If you're trying to do it in the UK at the moment, at the point in time of recording this, which is May the 23rd, it's raining everywhere in the UK. People all arrive early, before either Kanako or Sumire shows up, exchange notes and comparing topics to make sure nobody is overlapping each other. The digital team has been working the weekend following our first meeting, and they're preen as the traditional team gush over the amount of engagements they are getting over last week's posts. It is impressive how well our club works together, and not for the first time. I'm so immensely glad I asked the counsellor to give us another option. Yeah, we sure are indeed grateful for having that option. In the game, that is. Let's do our best too. Yeah, you bet. We're going to do our very best, like no one ever was. And to catch all of the likes and comments is our real test, and to share them is our cause. Okay, Chiharu is incredibly excited about her topic of choice. It's almost scary how much she knows about fashion, and it's also strangely heartwarming to hear her going on and on about something that she is so passionate about. Besides cooking, that is. Not only has Chiharu figured out the most popular trends among the students, she ups her ante by doing a frankly impressive amount of research, discussing the inspiration for said trends, and even throwing in bits of fashion history. If this can't floor Sumire and Kanako, I don't know what can. I bet your parents showed you these trends and you did none of the work. I'm kidding. As for myself, I've decided to write about places of interest, but not in Komachi. I've chosen to write about the places I've been to. Yes, yes, places outside of Komachi. Places that don't have the occult. No occult in this timeline. Digging into my memories and looking through family photos, I wanted to sound like a travel article. Something that stands out in a paper that revolves around Komachi. But it's all about outside of Komachi though, so it's a bit confusing. It's a article about Komachi, but yet the topics aren't around Komachi. But then again, you could say games and manga are not about a geographical place. They're very generalized, or very specific, I mean, in terms of its genre of the game, or the manga itself. I think Sumire and Kanako will be pleased with what I come up with, or at least I hope they will be. Hello, speaking of the devils. Hello, fellow investigators. Hello, Kanako. Hi, guys. Hello, Sumire. A chorus of greetings follow. Everyone sits a bit straighter. Excitement vibrates in the air. A week has passed and I am ecstatic to see such passion from you all. Ah, there's a smile and a half. Let me first congratulate the digital team for over 1,000 new followers over a week across all platforms. I would like to give that amount for a week, for goodness sakes. Like, honestly, the internet is such a harsh place, and it feels like the only people that really get a huge amount of followers nowadays are VTubers. Yes! Go team! Today we'll be going through traditional teams topics. Since we'll be closely working together, I was supposed to say closing, for goodness sakes. I hope digital team can help traditional team with their research and publishing coordination. A round of agreement rises from the rest of the club. Perfect, let's get to work, shall we? Yeah, the club quickly divides into their assigned groups, and soft chatter begins to fill the room once more. Sumire plops down next to me and Chiharu, beaming brighter than the sun, radiating. Except it doesn't have any sunburns, which is good. So, what you got for me? Hey, I think we've got some good topics figured out. Just what I want to hear. Great, mind if I go ahead, Flare? The only thing I'm thinking of, though, is with an article that's writing about places of interest outside Komachi and kind of expressing down your past and all that, is that Ember and Shizeo could do some research on the school board regarding those things. So you're probably thinking, yeah, those are definitely around those two people, and it is kind of intertwined at this rate, which these characters are unfortunately going to meet their doom at some point. Great, mind if I go ahead, Flare? Not at all. Ah, this is very nice. Let's see. The two girls began to talk excitedly. Chiharu and Sumire both feed off each other's energy, and it's a joy to watch them at work. Carefully, Sumire reads through Chiharu's notes, pointing out what she likes and what might need more emphasizing or improvement. I think you can get some more insight on this from Mrs. Nagamatsu. I think she was mentioned in this game beforehand. Like, that name rings a bell. Wasn't she the one that was... like, wasn't she like the only teacher later on in the game that was murdered? Or quote-unquote suicided? Oh, I'll make sure to ask. The rest of this section is really good. I think we can get about a whole page out of this at least. Oh, really? Yep. Do you want to handle the photography part on your own, or do you need someone to help? If we do... Nah, you need the proper DSLR cameras, not mobile phone cameras. No. Sure, but that depends on the picture's quality too, since we're going to be printing it. How good is your phone's lenses? Here. Oh, is this the new model? I think so. It was a gift from Mama. Yeah, this should work. Take several photos and pick the best one for the article. Will do. I was thinking of one of those proper DSLR cameras that takes them in 4K and stuff like that. Happy with what Chiharu's shown her, Sumire turns to me. And what do you have for me, Flare? So, I'm having an idea about making a sort of traveller's blog. Oh? That's intriguing. Go on. Yeah, so what I have in mind is writing about places of interest, but outside... Oh, okay. I love that. The music dying down, I thought this situation could turn sour. I love that. Yeah, you were living away from Komachi for a while, huh? You must have been to a lot of cool places. Well, to be honest, Chiharu is more well-travelled than me, but I've been here and there, yeah. But none has the insights of a world like you do. I just think it would be a fresh new perspective, rather than keep talking about places here that people would know way better than me. Gotcha! Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. I'm sure everyone would love to read about it too. You think so? Of course, we're always looking for something fresh, and this is it, something outside of Komachi. That's a relief to hear. There is one problem though. Yeah, I don't know where to start. Yeah, I have the idea, but I've never written something like this before, so I don't know. That is a problem. Yeah, it is a problemo. Oh, I know. You should visit your own place of interest for inspiration. Huh? Maybe when you're at a scenic place, you'll get inspiration you need to write about what you have in mind. That's not a bad idea, actually. Perhaps we can visit around the town. Or the shrine. No, wait, the shrine is a bad idea. Right? And what's better... I had to take a breath for a second there, for goodness sakes. Why do I even predict these kind of things? It's like this happened recently on a lot of different games I've played. I say something, and then in the next sentence, it then says something like that. Is it the Onishi Shrine? Yep, that's the one and only. It's beautiful this time of the year. Yep, cherry blossoms. I remember that. I remember Grandpa used to take me and Chiharu there when we were little. Chiharu always loved the fragrant and vibrant flowers there so much. I remember the bright kimono she used to wear in spring, and how Grandpa always struggled to stuff me into mine. Yeah, that sounds like a good call. I can take you guys there if you want. This Saturday, maybe? Uh-oh? I would love to, but I have to talk to my parents, so... Oh, what time are they calling? I'm not sure. Mama is in a different time zone, so it can be a bit difficult. Well, if they're calling in the morning, then we could go in the afternoon and vice versa. That's okay, you guys go on without me. I have to work on my article anyway. And I have this big essay assignment that I haven't touched yet. If you're sure. I'm sure. Alright then, I'll swing by later on Sunday to help you with the article, yeah? Okay. Yep. We end up getting carried away with a meeting after all. I bite back a groan when I see how dark the streets have become. Mama's going to show me out when I get home. Yeah, because we haven't done unpacking yet, have we? At least Chiharu's still happy over everything we have accomplished today. No way, it's a different day, isn't it? She is still talking non-stop about her plans for the article. And the pictures will come out really neat. Well, at the very least, she's not completely paralyzed in fear by seeing the sight of something in front of her that is all mangled and torn apart. That sounds great. Sorry, I've been rambling a bit, huh? Oh no, it's okay. I'm glad you're so passionate about it. And not a yandere. Really? Sorry, what did I just say? Okay. Yeah, joining the club and meeting Sumire turned out to be a blessing, huh? It really has. I'm really happy to have joined this club. Everyone has been so nice to me. Gintaro from Class 11 was showing me how to edit pictures. And Ohara from Class 12A gave me so many links to so many useful sources. That's awesome, Chiharu. I didn't realise how late it is. Sorry, Flare. It's okay. It's so easy to get so lost in thought. So lost into it. Chiharu shoves me playfully. Aww. A little bit of confidence there with the shoving. What? Those two were meant to be the other way round. Because the character was yelling me, which should have been Chiharu yelling at the MC. Are you sure? I don't mind. Okay, now it makes sense. It's alright. It's just a couple of minutes away. I'll be fine. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow then. See ya. Oh wait, I was meant to say Chiharu, not the MC's name. When I signed up for the journalism club, I didn't think it would get this busy. As soon as we decided on our topic, my phone constantly blows up with notifications. Not just from me, from Chiharu and Sumire, but also the other members of the club who think they got their hands on some useful information that could be useful to us. I said useful twice, I know. It certainly is a new feeling for me, being included in such an active community. It can be a lot, as everyone talks all the time in a group chat, and the random tagging can get out of hand sometimes. Sometimes I need to mute it when things don't get when things aren't needed, but it's just casual conversation. I won't deny that it's fun. Overwhelming, yes, but fun. Yeah, but imagine joining the occult club. That would be overwhelming, but in a completely different way. And seeing Chiharu flourish in such a positive environment is amazing. Not for the first time, I'm very thankful for Sumire's meticulous planner system. If it wasn't for the reminder, I would have completely forgotten about our planned trip to the shrine. Despite being a year younger, Sumire is a lot more organised than me, and Chiharu even, I guess she has to be, with all the activities she has, plus the responsibilities for said activities. Being vice president for our club is one thing, but she's also the leader of Kamachi's High's cheer squad. Team Fluttering! Sumire is also assistant to her class president, and she frequently helps out with the nurse office. Being so bubbly and cheerful, I didn't think Sumire was such an overachiever, but it's not my first time misjudging someone. We always misjudge people, either overestimate them or underestimate them. I have some reservations about going to the shrine. Back then, going to the shrine was something my grandpa exclusively did with me and Chiharu. Both my parents never had much care for the shrine, and Chiharu's parents were, well, never there. They were always all over the place, working. I don't want to invoke any negative emotions on this trip. The shrine is just as beautiful as I remember. Blooming flowers surrounding ancient roofs. Solemn statues standing before a gorgeous torii, which is gate, all wrapped up in canopies of the mountain's verdant forest. A lovely sight, and memories I have of it only make the place more gorgeous. And here we are. Pretty, isn't it? Yeah? I've been here before. I was gonna say, if you lived in Kamachi and never been to the shrine, we must have not left the house at all. Yeah, we're shut-ins. You do have a point there. We climb the last steps and into the shrine's open courtyard. It is quiet today, but I don't remember it ever being crowded. Not on the days Grandpa took us here, at least. There are a few people offering prayers in the main hall, and two others speaking quietly on the other side of the courtyard. The atmosphere is peaceful, and I can see why the shrine is such an attraction here. Yeah, in one possible time, or actually in a few possible timelines, this place becomes a center stage of a battlefield. Feeling inspired yet? Absolutely, this place is beautiful. Not that kind of inspired. Okay, fair enough. Yep, and it's rich with history too. And who better to explain it? Do you think your very own priestess? Following her pointing finger, I spot someone in Maiko garb stepping out from within the main hall, white-haired and bearing a striking resemblance to Shizuyo. It's not difficult to recognize that she is Emery Onishi. Emery spots us easily, though she doesn't come over. There's something about her quiet, unblinking stare unnerving me a little. Well, that's because Emery, somehow in the past, remembers you, MC. MC is just refers to main character, by the way. And it was, of course, at the time when Chiharu, the main character, and the main character's grandpa, which visited the shrine once, in which I would think Emery would have kind of have a vague remembrance of the main character here. That doesn't seem to deter Sumire though. Tugging at my hand, she pulls me forward. That's the worst thing ever. We've got two different, personalities here. One which is very bubbly and warm. The other, very cold. Like, if you even go near the source of cold, your hand will start to turn to ice. Hey, Emery. Oh, hi. Hello. Solemn as ever. You guys probably have come across each other at school, but Emery, this is Flare, Emery Onishi, Chief Priestess of the Onishi Shrine. Nice to meet you, Emery. Indeed. Emery, Flare is looking to write a travelling article for our school's press. Would you mind helping us out a bit? I think she's too busy. An article about the shrine? No, but I was hoping to use the shrine as an inspiration. Inspiration? For the article. But you are not writing about the shrine. But the environmental features could be used. Well, yes, but... An awkward silence falls over us as I trail off. Boy, Emery certainly is different from her twin sister, yeah. They're both North and South Poles in a way. Flare is fairly new to this whole journalism scene. We're hoping visiting the shrine and listening to a few tales would inspire him. But if you're busy, then we'll get out of your hair. Yeah, don't worry about us. Suddenly Emery's eyes fall on me, startling me a little. I remember you. I knew it. That's why Emery was looking this way unnervingly. From where, though? Pardon? You used to come here with your grandfather and Chiharu Ichihara. Okay. Needless to say, I'm thoroughly surprised. You do? Sorry, I don't recognize you. I do not expect you to. You were not supposed to see me. Okay. Okay. Why? Right, My condolences to your family. Your grandfather's passing is a loss to the community. Thank you. Primarily, Emery nods. Clearly, this is the end of our conversation. She turns around and walks away. That was... Wow, yeah. Did you expect it to go any other way? Yeah, she has duties. Sorry, Flare. I don't think she would be this, intense. I would be surprised if this went any other way, for goodness sakes. It's alright. That encounter certainly has put a damper on my mood. It's no wonder why even I have heard about Emery's unapproachable reputation. I don't think Emery meant to come across so discording, but she certainly didn't have to come off so strong either. Sumire looks especially bummed out. Fidgeting with the hem of her sweater, she's flustered, but still doing her best to point out the interesting things to me. She's still determined to make this a good experience for me, despite the moment having already been ruined. Thanks, Emery. You're only very nice in one possible timeline. Have you had lunch yet? No, I haven't yet. Want to go grab a bite? Are you sure? You haven't seen much of a shrine. It's okay. If this article is meant to be a travelling blog of sorts, right? So maybe walking around and seeing more of the town would help. That does sound reasonable. Indeed it does. Let's go then. Let's go. I smile, relieved that she seems taken to the idea, given the shrine now miserable. Thanks, Emery. One last look. I take off, content to listen to Sumire's chattering. Of course. And here we are for more. Komachi really has grown since my family moved away. The mall is one clear example of this. I can't quite remember what it used to be, but the change is a welcome one. It's good to see my childhood town developing for the better. In some ways. Sumire and I decided to grab some bao to munch on while we wander around. Admittedly, there's not a lot compared to the place I've been to, but it's always nice to explore some place new and, if I'm being completely honest, see Sumire regain her usual enthusiasm. I wonder if we're going to bump into a certain white-haired, red-eyed, flat individual. They're going to build a new floor soon, and I heard that's going to be a whole entertainment floor, like arcade and stuff. That sounds really nice. You trying to impose inspiration for it? Hey, Flare. Yeah? Thanks. What for? She elbows me playfully. You're gonna make me spell it out, huh? I'm the one supposed to be cheering you up, you know. Well, you supported me plenty. It's high time I turned a favour, no? Aw, you. She elbows me again. Ow. Chiharu's right. You're so embarrassing. Yeah, that's not the first time you said this. Again. But I prefer if there are no favours between us. Friends are supposed to be supporting each other no matter what. Exactly. And calling each other out on their... Oh, and calling each other out on their rubbish. You're right, you're right. Of course okay, Sumire, you don't have to be like that. Though, for what it's worth, I'm happy you decided to join our club. What do you mean for what it's worth? Now it's my turn to blush. I ducked my head, suddenly bashful by the sincerity in Sumire's voice. I'm glad to have joined too. I'm glad. Flare, would you? What? Suddenly both our phones ping instantly. Insistently. Huh? That's the group's ringtone. You set a separate ringtone for the club? Well, yeah, I'm the vice president. It makes sense both our phones ping again multiple times. Huh? Why's everyone so fired up? Let's see. Okay. That is definitely a very interesting thing going on here. Now, we'll be courteous, we'll read from my own phone. I thumb at my screen. Huh? 26 notifications and counting. What's going on? An onslaught of notifications overwhelmed us immediately, and it doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon. Kamei-o... Really? What does this mean, actually? Oh, are these different notifications? Sojo J. Kamei-o scary though. Oh dear, what's going on here? You guys think something like last year gonna happen? Cause I'm scared. Stop it. There's no occult ever. We're on the timeline where no occult appears. There's definitely gonna be a cult appearing. Chiharu didn't say crazy stuff like that. Yeah. Sumire helplessly tries to scroll up to the beginning of the conversation, but more text keep appearing. In the end, she gives up asking instead. Have been out all day. What's up, guys? With a surprised expression. Oh dear. Sumire! Immediately people talk all over each other trying to catch Sumire up on what's going on. It would have been a adorable notion if that's what they're trying to say isn't so disturbing. Ah, Jasmine from Cooking Club went missing. That was the girl that would have bullied Chiharu. What has she done this time to pee off Ember? What? Yeah, you probably don't know her, but she's the Cooking Club's president. I nod, looking at the text with a frown. And she hasn't returned home since after school yesterday. Based on what other club members are saying, Jasmine was supposed to stay over at a friend's, but she never made it to the friend's place. Neither her friend nor her parents knew until this morning. The friend has been quick to spread the words. At this rate, everyone at school has already known about what happened. Jasmine turns out to be a fairly popular girl, despite not for the right reasons. Her sudden disappearance has definitely caused quite the stir. Something else has caught my attention, though. Sumire, Chiharu mentioned something about last year. Is she talking about the incidences from last year, where people went missing? Yeah? You don't think it's already started again, do you? I hope not, but with Mamoru's accident, and now Jasmine, hey, it's okay. Oh gosh, despite still being hazy on the details, I rush to comfort Sumire. She grips onto my arm tightly, her entire body shaking. I can't deny that I'm unnerved. This instant uncomfortably reminds me that there is so much I'm missing during my time away from Komachi. Just how many more secrets am I going to come across? I wonder how much... Oh, chapter 2 already. I wonder how much actually, Sumire's dad knows, because Sumire did hint that her father was the chief of the police department in Komachi. If I have to describe the mood of my friends over the following weeks after the incident involving Jasmine, it has to be solemn, because it wouldn't be the most impossible scenario to imagine that Kanako could also be a prime suspect next, considering that she's also a president. Can't blame him though, honestly. Though it's more out of a general uneasiness than true concern for Jasmine herself. The club tries to avoid the subject. Kanako certainly does her best to steer conversation away from turning too gloomy. But people whisper, and we're not any exception. Come on, you're the older students. There is much tension around school these days. People are rightfully shaken. There is less whispering around the matter as I expected. Sumire has told me on many occasions that Komachi High is notorious with its rumour mill. Another reason why both Sumire and Kanako are so passionate about the journalism club. We need to break the cycle. We need to make it a news of journalism rather than a news of suicides and deaths. Because of the occult. Because of Ember and Shizeo. Mainly Shizeo, actually. Because Shizeo is the instigator, while Ember is just a pet for Shizeo. They are committed to deliver the truth to the rest of the school, and whoever else cares enough to follow them. However, at the wake of Jasmine's disappearance, everything has been quiet. I don't want to think of it that way, but other than a token post on our social media, even the journalism club has nothing to say over the matter. And the answer I've been getting doesn't soothe my concerns. Come on now. We don't get to make much of a wave over it. What do you mean? Well... She sighs, leans closer and speaks under her breath. We're not allowed to post about the crime-related stuff, which is logical. Surely, if there are more platforms talking about the matter, there will be more awareness, no? Well, yes, but the school doesn't want us to include anything negative in the paper. In a way, that that doesn't make sense, because that's kind of brainwashing in a way. That's like saying that the whole entire world is positive and stuff like that. Which, in a way, is burying your head in the sand and saying, you know, the sky is always going to be blue and the grass is always going to be green. And the autumn leaves are always going to be red. And the sunset sky is always going to have that wonderful red to it in the background. A beautiful sunset. Nah, there are going to be rainy days. There are times where the rain doesn't fall and the grass is not as green. But you know what? There is beauty to everything. Except cancer, though. Oh dear. I understand not wanting to cause panic, but there's no excuse to not. To avoid talking about another student. Sumire shuffles in discomfort before leaning even closer. It's the same thing as last year. Yep, the same thing happened last year. And of course, Ember is not one of the victims here. Last year, a bunch of people disappeared too, and we weren't allowed to talk about it. And as you know, many of them turned up dead, or never found. Come on. Oh dear, don't mention these words near Chiharu. She doesn't like anything when it comes to horror. Mine's like grows cold. I wish to then bring this whole thing up. Almost forgotten about what I was told about last year. Content to just not know. I wasn't there then, and I would never be there. So why should I know? But that's the problem, isn't it? The memory of our club's frantic group chat scrolls through my mind. What if it's happening now? What if Jasmine is the start of many disappearances that might happen again this year? But then again, it is chapter 2, and Chiharu is still with us. So that particular incident might either be removed entirely or just delayed. No, Jasmine isn't the first. Mamoru Subura was. My spine frosts over. It's already started. Flare? Are you alright? I quickly shake my head. Both of them have already been high-strung over this, but there's no point making them more stressed out. At least not in front of Chiharu. Yeah, just... I take a deep breath. I hope they find her soon. Yeah. Sumire's gaze doesn't leave me, likely having picked up what I'm trying to avoid talking about. Thankfully though, Sumire is also sharp enough to know that I don't want to elaborate, or simply because she doesn't want to dwell with the topic further herself. Right. So, about the articles, how have we been doing? Oh? I got the first draft done. Would you like to have a look? Whoa, already a first draft. Just like that, the conversation drifts away into something more pleasant. Chiharu's eyes glimmer with excitement when she shows Sumire the article she's written, and Sumire is equally engrossed, happily nodding along and giving input when needed. Seeing them make something else in my chest. Maybe I'm being paranoid, maybe I'm just looking too much into it. I look down at my own project, inspired by the energy coming off of my friends. I pitch in as well. Soon enough, the nagging, cold feeling earlier is pushed to the back of my mind and make it stay there, or even non-existent. Soon enough, I find myself unable to write my chosen topic. As per Sumire's suggestion, I have to put down the draft and all the details I want to include in the article. I have even read multiple travelling articles and followed several blogs. Inexperience aside, I just don't know where to begin. Words don't come to my mind when I sit at a computer, and I would either just helplessly stare at a blank document or furiously delete the lines I put down. Oh gods, am I experiencing writer's block? It is just. As I try to type down what I remember of the places I've been to, I can't help but feel like a fraud. It's strange, memories are mine, but words are mine. What I'm trying to write is so false. The idea of making an article excites me. When it comes to actually doing the work, I deflate. Yeah, it's like anything in life. You can kind of feel deflated when you're trying to go from between the starting point to the end point, the middle point, the actual huge amount of work put into it. That feels very deflating. I contemplated calling to Kanako or Sumire about it again, but decided against it. With the deadline arriving soon, they already have been working overtime. Besides, it's already a bit late. Maybe a walk will clear my head. Oh, no. Oh, dearie me, this feels like a spell for disaster if we go outside. Only bad things will happen if we go outside, which means we're gonna go outside. Blessed silence and cool night air sounds perfect right now. Shout to my mom, but I'm heading off to the nearby convenience store. I shuffle outside and take in a lungful of breath. My neighborhood has always been a quiet one. It's one of the things I'm thankful for not having changed. Many of our old neighbors from back left town, just like my family did, or passed like my grandpa. Surprisingly, there aren't any kids my age in this area, which is nice, I suppose. I could go home and not have to worry about bumping into another schoolmate. That, though, gives me pause. Do I dislike school that much? No, I decide. Resuming my steps, unlike my previous years, I do look forward to a new day of school. I look forward to seeing Chiharu and Sumire, and I look forward to spending my time with the rest of the club. Kanako might have come off strong, but she is a breath of fresh air too. I just don't get a good vibe from the other students at school. It's not like they're mean or unfriendly, it's just I can't seem to click with anyone. It's not a thing I'm unused to. While I'm not at odds with anyone, I'd rather not see more of them than I have to. Is that what having colleagues feels like? It does. Because when you feel like you're comfortable with certain people, you close off possibilities of socializing and being friends with other people. I shake my head, chuckling quietly to myself. The stress really has gotten to me, huh? Turn around the corner, I wrinkle my nose at the prospect of a midnight snack before stopping dead in my tracks. Oh, no, I just read ahead of a sentence and something dangerous is going to crop up. On the other side of the road, just walking out of my local convenience store with a dangling plastic bag at the crook of her elbows, none other than Shizeo Onashi. Hello there. Hope you're doing well. Have you seen Jasmine by any chance? Oh, good evening. Hey there, Flare, right? Yeah, hi Shizeo. We stand there, staring at each other for an awkward moment. What are you doing here? You're out late, and you as well. We talk. You can't say that you're out late because you're out late as well. We'll talk over each other at the same time, then pause to stare again. Shizeo's want to break the streak with a laugh. Look at us. You haven't changed, have you? Are you out for a walk? Yes. How about you? You're quite far away from home, though. Oh yeah, I went to a friend's place and didn't take stock of time. Was just getting some water on the way back. She shakes her bag in my direction. You're walking all the way back to the shrine? At this hour? Yep. I blinked twice. Then feeling both like an idiot and overwhelmingly concerned, I point out. It's really late, though. Oh, that's alright. I can handle myself with my scissor eyes. You're welcome to walk with me for a bit, though. If you're so worried, that is. Don't do a cheeky smile. Mind if I get some drinks myself first? Oh, you know what? Since I'm the one inconveniencing you, the drinks are on me. That is not what I expected from an improv walk. Down the road and walking further away from home in the middle of the night with Shizeo by my side. This is a bad idea. While having heard of Shizeo, I still... Well, it was my choice of coming out here in the first place, so I feel like we've locked ourselves into the bad route already of this particular route of the game. Surprisingly enough, Chiharu of all people has taken a liking to her, and they have been hanging out quite a bit. I've never heard of this. Despite the difference in their personalities, the two have clicked rather well, and seem to have bonded over... Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. I've heard in passing conversations that Shizeo has been helping Chiharu with her article. It's no surprise that Chiharu has thrived when I fell. Shut up, you have Sumire to help you out. Given a supportive safety net in the form of our club, Chiharu is slowly becoming very popular within certain circles. Firstly, thanks to Sumire, and now I bet Chiharu is getting to know just about everyone in school. Though I do miss our time together sometimes. It's good for Chiharu. She's filling the empty spots around her with friendly faces, and I can see her coming out of her shell, becoming the person she's supposed to be. And what is that by any given chance? You're a quiet one, huh? Sorry, was just a bit lost in thoughts. Oh, a thinker. You're Chiharu's best friend, right? She talks about you a lot. We're childhood friends, yeah, and we're like family. Oh yeah, I remember her saying you were from here originally too. I brace myself with the inevitable question, but it doesn't come. We never got a chance to meet properly. You should come and hang out with us at lunch sometimes. That brings a grimace to me, which startles myself into schooling it away. Lunchtime with Chiharu was mine first. I shake my head, surprised at the sudden curl of ugly emo. Well, then again, we did decide to decline her offer of making lunch for us, so that's got to be something about it, right? I really have set foot the worst outcome ever. First declining Chiharu's lunch offers, and now meeting Shizeo outside when we just want to go out for a walk. Like, this is really the worst outcome ever. If our schedules line up, sure. Great. You're in the journalism club also, right? Are you working on an article as well? Yeah, it's a travel blog sort of thing, which I bet Shizeo also wants to know about. Oh, that sounds great. Tell me more. Surprised by her forwardness and still unnerved by my inner turmoil, I humour Shizeo with the details. It comes clear quite quickly to me why Shizeo is so popular with people. Like Sumire, she is an avid listener, but she doesn't listen just for the sake of listening. She peppers in the appropriate amount of questions, gives enough input to not be intrusive, and even has some insight to what I'm talking about. Are we looking forward to your article then? I don't often read the news, but this would definitely be a breath of fresh air to Komachi High's newspaper. Yes, and what else would be a fresh air? Our blood? Oh, I hope I won't disappoint then. Don't be modest now. You said that more than once, Shizeo. The first time in this route, but not the first time ever, I believe. You sound like you've done a good amount of research. You definitely know what you're talking about. That's what people look for in an article, right? Informative and passionate. Thanks. You sound like you know this kind of stuff well too. Despite my lame response, Shizeo chuckles. I've always wanted to travel, but have never gotten the chance to. I'll make do by following a bunch of travelling blogs though. Maybe you'll be the next one I'm Don't follow us. I hope I won't disappoint then. Don't worry, we won't disappoint. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll be fine on my own from here. I won't keep you any longer. Are you sure? It's still quite a way away. I texted someone to pick me up here. Alright, if you're sure. I am. Nice running to you though. Thanks, Blair. Alright, good night. Righty-ho. So the two anomalies here are Emery and Ember, even though Ember and the main character have technically not seen each other. Emery kind of falls under the same umbrella because even though she's seen us like in the game once and also during childhood days, it's still a very mysterious air hanging within this route. And with the choices I've made so far, I think I've literally gone down the worst route that I could have done. Like, everything is pointed towards Shizuyu hanging around with Chiharu. Chiharu avoiding the MC at lunchtime because we declined her lunch offer. That's a double negative. Despite the somewhat pleasant conversation that followed, meeting Shizeo leaves something sour at the pit of my stomach. A conflicting emotion that's not enough for me to fret over, but distracting, like a scab hanging off a healed scratch. Is it simply because I'm jealous that Chiharu is hanging out with someone else other than me? Is it, though, that she has chosen the popular girl over me? I forcefully shoved that thought away. People grow, people change, people drift apart. I can't expect our friendship to stay the same as all those years ago. We have been lucky to see each other again, to stay friends regardless of a missing time. Okay, you missed out on an opportunity there, developers, to capitalize the M and the T in missing time. I know that wouldn't make sense in the sentence, but for goodness sakes, that was a missed opportunity. Hoping for more than that would be foolish of me. By some feat of miracle, I managed to complete my project with time to spare. Haven't had a chance to get anyone to look at it yet, though. I'm hoping to catch Chiharu before the next meeting so she can have a read, though. Okay. It has been increasingly difficult to get a hold of Chiharu these days, which doesn't surprise me as much as it might have. Chiharu's destined to be popular after all, but I do find a tinge of hurt thinking about it. I miss our time together, but I can't resent her for it either. Chiharu doesn't belong to me. You do have a point there. Still, it would be nice to get her opinion on my article. We're supposed to be on the same team after all. As I navigate down the corridors during lunch break, I almost run into a breathless Sumire, still in her cheerleading uniform. Whoa, careful, Sumire. Flare? Is everything okay? Isn't it still in the middle of practice? Yeah, but we got dismissed early. They found Jasmine, apparently. Ouch. What? We have? That's great news. Yes. Yeah. But school called for an impromptu staff meeting, so we're let off early. Next period should be cancelled as well. Oh, free time off. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. On my way to find Kanako. Want to walk with me? Sure. I guess it'd be better to show the vice and the president first anyway. Maybe I can catch Chiharu some time after school. You can text her in the evening, you know. While I don't know Jasmine personally, this definitely will dispel the uneasy atmosphere that has been suffocating the school lately, and snuff out some of the more disturbing rumours. I feel like Sumire would know... no, wait, I'm going to revert that backwards. Sumire's father would know the inner details of what's happened before the news goes public. But I think, actually, the news won't go public because they don't want Kamashi to be put under some kind of occultic banner. Already, students are whispering as they walk past us. I'm slightly thankful we probably won't be eating at the cafeteria. This news will surely cause waves for days to come. It's no surprise that everyone is rushing towards the hall for an explosive gossip time. Which is surprising, however. What is surprising, however, is coming across a hushed conversation on the other side of the building. You take care of it. Ah, is this Shizeo and Ember again? I tried. You think I didn't? Well, trying isn't enough. It's not done in my head now, is it? Instead of blaming me about it, why don't you try to... Oh, hey, it's Sumire and Flare. Hi, Shizeo and Ember. Hey. Oh, okay. Already got the sour aptitude, huh? We're gonna stay quiet on this one. I think this volcano has already erupted enough as it is. You guys not having lunch? We're just trying to grab a friend for break. I see, I see. Have you heard? They found Jasmine. I know, it's such a relief. This will definitely make all the... I wouldn't say this around Emperor. Oh no. Excuse me? Yeah. Ember angrily shoves past us, stomping off in a different direction. Sumire steps close to me, startled and scared. Nothing else is said until Ember has disappeared from sight. No, she's not okay. She's a bit stressed out. One of our projects isn't going according to plan. Your occult club projects. Oh, I hope everything will be alright. No way, it's not a cult club, it's your own personal theme project. At worst, we'll just have to scrap it and start over. You can't start over something like that, Shizeo. And you just know that. We have deadlines, but the projects are flexible. Yeah, they are definitely flexible, aren't they, Shizeo? Ember just wanted this one to be done, so she's been putting a lot of effort into this, so it's a bit disheartening when it falls through. I feel like there's half a sentence that we did not pick up on. That's too bad. Yeah, but what can you do? Well, maybe spill the beans. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go find Ember before she throws another tantrum. See you, Shizeo. Shizuyu. We'll watch Shizuyu. Shizuyu. Exchange a look behind her back. Chiharu really wasn't going easy on Ember either. Yeah, I wonder what got them so riled up, but it's none of my business. And I don't want to get tangled in that kind of energy. Yeah, that kind of hostile, violent energy. Shaking my head, I heard Sumire away. Now we're the upperclassman adult here. Oh, this looks really good, Flare. Really? Yeah, amazing for your first article. You'll have a great future as a journalist yet. Thanks, that means a lot coming from you. Flare put a lot of effort into this. Of course it turned out well. Bashfully, I scratched the back of my head. Dear now, Sumire, it's not like we requested for help or anything. Joking. I'm just glad the two of you like it. Yep. Just a couple of line cleanups and this should be good for the press. Woohoo! I can't be more relieved upon hearing Kanako's praise. Despite Sumire's support, I still have second thoughts about what I've written. Come on now. Be more confident with the work that you've put into it. Especially when you have two... professionals? Complimenting your work. Sumire is naturally encouraging. I wouldn't be surprised if she said something just to make me feel better. I think... yes, but also no. Like, if there were things that were glaringly obvious to point out that can be improved or could be completely scrapped and start over, I think she would put that across. Which isn't bad at all. The longer I know Sumire, the more I enjoy her upbeat and positive attitude, but having a reaffirmation from Kanako definitely doesn't hurt. Maybe the reason why I wanted to let her have a look before submitting the article for real. I'll go get that done right away. I commend your spirit. Don't rush yourself though, we still have a week before the deadline. Thank you. Got it. Thanks, Kanako. Thank you, Kanako. Thank you very much. But what if Kanako is like the first curse, or the first, like origination of the curse, just reincarnated as a student? Like, that's not impossible. Like, anything in this game is possible. With the first issue's publishing date drawing closer, so do midterms, which makes me in awe of people like Kanako and Sumire even more, seeing how they're balancing everything so well. My mum would cry tears of joy if I could manage my room half as well as they manage schoolwork. I say as much to Chiharu, who chuckles. You're being dramatic, Flare. For real, I mean, look at you too. You're managing all this stuff so well, and I feel like I almost broke my brain trying to get my first article out. I'm just trying to do my best as well. Seriously, Flare, you should give yourself more credit. Indeed, you should give yourself more credit as well. I'm looking at you, the person watching this right now, with the work that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. You need to give yourself more credit. Don't undermine your own work. But of course, don't be overconfident with your own work, because that can lead to disaster. I wrinkle my nose. You're just being nice. Hey! She pokes my shoulder playfully. And you're just being cynical. It doesn't take a genius to notice how well articulated Chiharu's been lately. She has come out of her shell so much in such a short time. Yeah, she's no longer that nervous. With her growing number of friends, we don't get to hang out together much anymore. Not one-to-one like this, that is. Chiharu, ever so kind and considerate, always invites me to join her new circles. Politely I decline every time, citing some form of engagement that obviously shouldn't be a hindrance to our time whatsoever. As I continue to deny her invitations, her attempts dwindle. If I'm being honest, I just don't get along well with her new friends. I stick out like a sore thumb among giggling schoolgirls, who always fall into the awkward silence when I try to join in conversation. Their interests and mine are too different, and I can't blame them for not being into the same thing as I am. Perhaps that is where Shizeo would be the exception, because she's into games, and manga, and anime. I feel hurt by how easily Chiharu can forget about me, but that's fine. I tell myself I hang out with Kanako and Sumire more these days. Kanako always has the hottest piece of nerd culture before anyone else does, and Sumire is Sumire. So I'm not as lonely as I thought I would be without Chiharu. Chiharu herself is very involved with our journalism club's activities, and the rest of the club adore her, so at least we have that mutual ground, and our occasional walk home together. Part of me still wishes that it was different though. Still, I'm happy to listen to Chiharu's rambles, nodding along as she talks about her day. Flare? Ah yes, what's up? Nothing, you've just been quiet. Is everything alright? Yeah, just got a bit lost in my thoughts. Sorry, I know I was rambling. No, don't worry about it. It's just, I haven't been sleeping well, that's all. Oh? You haven't been working too hard over those articles, have you? I think I have. I'm gonna say that to Chiharu. Maybe a little bit. Flare, you really should take care of yourself. I know. It's that you've been doing so well on them, and I don't want to fall behind. Oh? Sorry, I know I haven't been much help lately. Part of me really wants to reply snidely, yes you haven't, but I put a damper on that really quickly. No, you're doing fine. It's my project, right? You shouldn't have to help me. It's not about having to help you, but wanting to help you. Chiharu shakes her head vehemently. But we're a team. Yes, some team we are. just kidding. I got so engrossed in my own stuff that I let the burden completely fall on Sumire and never asked how you've been doing with your side of the work. Sorry, I'll do better. Strangely, hearing that I feel relieved. Well,
maybe you can make it up to me somehow with food-related issues, but I know I've already said no in the past, but I'm still gonna say it right now. I'm a bit poor recently with food and all that. I don't think I'll be able to feed myself tomorrow.
So maybe you can cook a lunch for us? Nothing to be sorry about. But I would appreciate it if you could look over through the article with me, just to make sure it's polished and stuff. Of course! Great, I'll send it over tonight. Thanks a ton, Chiharu. Anytime. Don't hesitate to let me know if there's anything else you might need. Will do. Same goes to you, alright? Very energetic. This Chiharu is very foreign to me in comparison to one we usually know about within, this game. She's always very scared at all times. Thanks, Occult Club. Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Shazeo. And also, no, thanks, Emery. We were supposed to be having the meeting outside today, but it rained at the last minute. The club barely settled down for a moment before a shower came, forcing us all inside in a rush. Oh man. And it was so sunny a moment ago too. That's what we call showers. No need to fret. We might not have reserved the classroom for the day, but we can go elsewhere instead. Like the gym. You didn't reserve it? Nope. That's very irresponsible. There's no plan B when it comes to you, Kanako. You're hoping that plan A always goes out well. Let's go to the gym instead. Excellent idea, Flare. Let us go. Sheesh. Kanako. Thankfully, nobody is using the gym today. We quickly set up some seats for ourselves and the club carries on its business as normal. Ah, Chiharu told me the other day that she can't make it today. Yep, got the message. Chiharu has an unscheduled call with her parents. Okay, from the look of her face, she must be dreading that 5 times more than the swiftly approaching midterm. Her anxiety was so potent that I had to take her out for ice cream and then tag her on for a shopping spree to calm her down. Yes, those events that we don't get to see in this time around. But then again, what they do say is that the events that happens between scenes are just as important as the scenes that you see within the game. What I'm talking about is the gap between each scene within the game. So when it cuts and it goes to a different background and a different day, in between that section is just as important as what you see on the screen. In spite of the dilemma she is clearly facing, I felt a little better, if not a bit guiltily so. It proved that when it comes to personal issues that truly affect her, Chiharu still chooses to go to me. That shows you how much she trusts you, my man. I've made a mental check and a notification to call Chiharu after the meeting. If things really get out of hand, I might recruit some. Her cheer always guarantees to make anyone feel better. Alright, fellow investigators. That makes us sound like a crime club of sorts. I'd like to firstly thank all of you for submitting your projects on time. Or super close to the deadline as some of you did. Hey, we did it, okay? Someone coughs nervously. But I have had a good look at those who submitted earlier and I'll say I'm impressed. We have a 100% turning rate. Is this the first time? We've all worked really hard at this, and becoming press will surely be a success. Thanks, everyone. Cheers and claps fill the gym. I join in. Can't help but smile at everyone's elation at Sumire's radiant happiness. Good work, fellow investigators. Now, we didn't announce this at first because we didn't want to motivate everyone based on rewards. But we're having a special surprise prize pool. Surprise prize. We sure are. This meeting is for everyone to read each other's articles. Aha. Yep, there are 2 main prizes. Community pick and editor's pick. We also have a prizes for runners-up. 2 main prizes and out of... Okay, so we're going to be one of the 2 main prizes then, isn't it? I'm calling it. We're going to be winning one of the 2 main prizes. Runners up will get vouchers to Cafe Choo, your hot local made cafe. Yep, and most likely, Sumire is an employee there as well. And for the rest of us, have no fear. We will be having a club picnic post-midterm. Cheers are up once more. Everyone seems excited at a sudden but pleasant surprise. Chatter fills the air as we crowd over and reach each other's submissions. For the digital team, awards are based on their most popular posts of the previous month. So there's a fair share of scrolling too. Exciting, huh? You bet, even if I don't win anything, I'm looking forward to the picnic. Whoever wins this would be well deserved. Even with a quick look, I can tell everyone has put a lot of effort into their work. I think if I'm going to hypothesize is the reward for going on a breakaway is going to be something relating towards an island that's isolated away that Chiharu's parents own. I'm just calling it. We all care about the journalism club, so I've called out on two things. Number one is that we're one of the two that are going to win it, and number two, the place in question is going to be Chiharu's parents' lodge. We all care about the journalism club and how we would be representing ourselves to the rest of the school. This club is certainly an amazing environment to thrive in. However, as I was so concerned with my own project, I failed to realise Sumire wrote something for the press too. Oh, I thought you said we wasn't allowed to write this kind of stuff, Sumire, you rebel. Sumire has decided to write about a crime statistic article addressing the troubles the youth community of Komachi might have. She also offered possible solutions to the article and cited the school's extracurricular policy as one of them. Okay, it's an interesting read, but I guess I can see why she wrote it. Plus, her dad is the police chief. It makes sense that Sumire would choose this topic, like chief constable. As such, her article is very detailed, though I can't help but think it sounds a bit reprimanding. It's a side of Sumire that I haven't seen before. Sumire is, after all, incredibly organised with her timetable. Her discipline is top-notch, and despite her easygoing attitude, I can see her not being happy with irresponsible and reckless behaviours. I vote for her still, as it is impressive how she managed to compose such an essay while still juggling everything in her life. Are you not going to vote for your best friend, Chiharu? I'm not surprised when my name is not among the announced... Oh. Well, I guess one of my hypotheses is wrong then, isn't it? I know my article doesn't come off that professional as it is. To an extent unpolished, Sumire doesn't win either. Oh well, I'm not too bummed out. There's always the picnic, and I find myself looking forward to that. It would be nice to hang out with the rest of the club without other obligations. I do wonder though, if it was Kanako that was helping us out, would it be the case that we could have won that? Possibly? So many possibilities. So many multiple choices. So many possible scenarios. At least one of those options that we've been through had to be critical towards like the ending outcome of the game. It's one of those rare days when Sumire and I share the same route home. She usually stays at school later than me due to other after-school activities or having to head to her part-time job. But of course, because of the news about Jasmine, that had to be closed off early. I enjoy these walks. Sumire is a lot more toned down. The day having tired her out, she shows her more mature side and often engaged in more serious debates with me. Today, however, I have something else to do. Ah, Chiharu. Hello? Hey, Chiharu, how are you doing? Oh dear. Something really bad has happened. One possibility could be that Chiharu's parents really want her to succeed in their place when it comes to their family-run business. But I don't think I should be alone right now. Alright, Chiharu. Okay, I'll be right over, okay? Okay. Is Chiharu alright? I hold out a finger to Sumire. Hey, Sumire is with me. Is it okay if she comes too? Yeah. Okay, is there anything you need? I don't know. Alright, just hang on, okay? We'll be right over. Okay. Hanging up, I exchange a look with Sumire. Let's hurry over. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, what is going to be happening? It takes a moment for Chiharu to buzz us in. Sumire has insisted picking up some food before getting here. Good food makes everything better. It might not be as good as Chiharu's cooking, but it's something, right? Now Sumire clutches the food box to herself, timidly following me. I didn't know Chiharu lives here. Yeah, her family is well off. Like, more than just well off, okay? I think well off isn't enough to describe this. Hey... Those eyes give me trouble. Those yandere, empty, hollow, well, not despisable, but really, really transparent eyes. Hey guys. Sorry to trouble you like this. Don't worry about it. It's no trouble. I didn't even prepare anything. We got you covered. Sumire proudly shakes the bag of takeouts at Chiharu. You guys. Hearing Chiharu's quiet laugh, even though it's more like a choked huff, even elevates some of my worries. Sumire's idea to pick up food really works out after all, yep. We quickly set up the table. Sumire keeps the chatter going, talking about today's meeting, and doesn't seem to mind that Chiharu's responses are quieter than usual. Chiharu does look like she's been crying just before we arrived, with her swollen eyes, reddened cheeks, and rough voice. I badly want to ask her what's wrong, but I know Chiharu will talk when she feels comfortable enough. I'm just glad she still trusts me enough to let me in at her most vulnerable moments like this. We didn't buy anything fancy, just some stir fries and milkshakes, but we sat close together, me and Sumire bouncing conversation around, coaxing word by word out with Chiharu. It's a relief to see the light return to her eyes, indeed it is. Her movements are a little less robotic and her smile is a bit more natural. Her breaths are still a bit stuttered, but her fingers have stopped shaking, and there is warmth in her gaze as she looks at us. Thank you. Any time. No need for thanks, Chiharu. Haha. You guys have been so good to me. Sumire and I exchange a look as Chiharu looks down at her lap. That's what friends are for, right? Yeah. I haven't really been a good friend, have I? What do you mean by that? What? Chiharu? Why do you think that you're not being a good friend? Chiharu? Immediately, Sumire puts an arm around Chiharu. Silent sobs rack through Chiharu's entire body. A horrible feeling sinks my heart as I sit frozen, only have enough in me to put a useless hand on Chiharu's back. Chiharu. What did they tell you? Why? Why did you have to leave? What? Leave? Yikes. My grades haven't been that good and they think I'm being distracted. But it's not like you're completely failing your classes. Yeah. This sentence alone is bringing up memories of like what Chiharu's parents are like, kind of in a way. Or it could even be like Chiharu's interpretation of what her parents want out of her. Like, Chiharu's parents want her to succeed in their business. But Chiharu doesn't want that. But that's not fair. Wow, that is definitely not fair. I don't want to leave. Well, if you don't want to leave, you have to say that. Not again. Wow. That's not fair. Chiharu and Sumire clutch at each other, tears streaming down their face in utter despair. My eyes are stinging, but I can't allow myself to cry. If I cry, then all three of us would struggle to stop. No, Chiharu needs someone to be strong for her right now. I rub soothing circles into her back, in Chiharu's back, and my other hand squeezing Sumire's shoulder, biting my lips. I force down my own sadness, piecing together words of comfort. There, Chiharu. If they're threatening to remove you from Komachi because of your grades, then the solution should be simple, right? We just need to bring your grade up. Midterm exams are just a few weeks away. If you do well on them, and I'm sure you will, your grades will be saved. That's right, Chiharu. They can't make you go if you eliminate the reason, right? I think so. Chiharu doesn't sound confident, but at least she has stopped crying long enough to consider what I said. Sumire is carefully drying Chiharu's face with a napkin, whispering reassurance to keep her tears at bay. They didn't tell you when they would try to make you leave, right? No, they didn't tell me a date or anything. But this isn't the first time they've done this. It's not? No. When did they tell you? What kind of parents are Chiharu's anyways? I thought you've already seen them. In a way. Am I not? I thought you've seen them in the past. I know. Okay, I'm getting myself mixed up with other timelines here. So, Chiharu's parents were at her funeral, but they kind of went quickly. Because of business-related stuff anyways. I know they've been absent all her life, but precisely because they've been absent, they shouldn't be so controlling. Chiharu's mental health wouldn't have suffered so much if they weren't so terrible to her. What kind of parents make their kid dread every single interaction between them? It's alright. We're going to help. We're going to try. We'll help you, Chiharu. Yeah, we'll bring your grades up and it's all going to be fine, okay? Even if they try again, we'll defend you. We'll talk to them. I'm sure my parents will be happy to help out too. You guys. Ah. Okay. I'll do my best too. That's the spirit. Now let's get you cleaned up and work on a plan. Okay. We stick around for a while longer, helping as Sumire said, but mainly to keep Chiharu company. By the time we leave, Chiharu isn't on the verge of tears anymore. Thank you, and she has stopped shaking when she bids us goodbye. Sumire and I tell Chiharu to call us if she needs anything, no matter the time. Still, I'm not entirely convinced Chiharu would do it on her own accord. Something about not wanting to inconvenience anyone. So Sumire talks Chiharu into giving me a spare key. Just in case something happens and you can't get to the phone. You guys, I'm not in mortal danger or anything. You say that now, but Ember and Shizeo are closer than you think. But she caves anyway. We bid Chiharu good night and head home. She needed that kind of comfort. What happened with Chiharu today keeps me well into the night. Keeps me up well into the night. The way she is worries me. Maybe Chiharu isn't as close to me as we were before, but it doesn't mean she's not my friend. I know we don't have a lot in common anymore, but it shouldn't keep us away from each other. Chiharu doesn't text or call, though I try to keep a vigilant ear for the notification through the rest of the night. Thank goodness it's the weekend, so it wouldn't be as bad if I lose a bit of sleep. I just hope that Chiharu is going to be okay. I drift off into a restless sleep, full of misshapen dreams and disembodied voices, only to be jostled out when my phone suddenly buzzes. Phone suddenly buzzes. Hello, Chiharu? Oh no, it's me. Okay, we're asleep. No, it's me, sorry. Ah, Sumire. I squint through the darkness, bleary staring at my clock. 3:47? What? You can't sleep? Yeah. I'm still worried about Chiharu. Her situation is just... it's just bad. Yeah. Have her parents always been like that? Yeah, from what I remember anyway. They have always been absent. They have focused too much on the family's business. Chiharu has always been weak in constitution growing up. Despite her parents not physically being there, they always find a way to be controlling over Chiharu's life. Since we were reunited, Chiharu tries not to talk about them during our conversations. I can't blame her. It must be traumatic to have gone through all of that and have absolutely no way of breaking out. Her parents control all of her assets, and since Chiharu is still at school, she can't have a say against them. Chiharu did mention wanting to get a part-time job before. Perhaps it's her own idea to establish some form of independence for herself in the future, but that was shot down very quickly. By who? Her parents? Listening to my explanation, Sumire makes a sad noise. If Chiharu didn't say anything to her parents, then they wouldn't be able to say no. Yeah, but I guess when you've been living under such controlling people for so long, it's difficult to hide anything from them. Yeah, there isn't much we can do besides supporting her for now. I still wish we could have done more. Yeah, we let out a collective sigh. A moment of silence passes and Sumire speaks again, her voice a bit nervous. So, since I wasn't able to sleep, I decided to sort out Dad's office. Oh, that's a bad idea considering his line of work. That's nice of you. I try. Dad is so busy all the time, he usually doesn't have time to clean up. Work at the station has been piling up too. I see. But that's not what I want to talk about. Do you... Yeah, we do remember Jasmine. The mention of her chased away what's left of my sleepiness. Yeah, they never apprehended her kidnappers, right? No, the search is still on, but what happened to her has never been publicized. Did you find something, Ben? You shouldn't have done that. According to a report I read, Jasmine said she was knocked out on her way to her friend's place. She regained consciousness in the middle of the forest. Would that be the forest that is above the shrine by any chance? Behind the shrine. Yeah, somewhere up the mountains, quite far away from Kamachi though. She was tied up and managed to cut the ropes. There wasn't anyone watching her, so she made a run for it. But it was dark outside, so she didn't know which direction to run to. Worse, she said there was some kind of beast chasing her. Ember, hellhound form. Beast? Wild beast? She must... The radio or the evidence that was put 2 and 2 in either Sumire's route or Emery's route. On one of the routes, we got ourselves an audio message. It was very distorted by the sounds of whatever was going on in the background, but I think Jasmine could have been the one to have voiced that message, like in the few times that the audio was audible. That could be the case. I guess so. But Jasmine? Sumire started into silence. Sumire? That would be correct. She said the creature that chased her is a hellhound. What? I know, sounds ridiculous, right? She said the beast chasing her was covered in fire, looking like a wolf but was bigger than a bear. Anyhow, in her terror, she ran straight into a river and got washed back into town. She almost drowned, but a passerby spotted her. So she did survive. I was going to say she's lucky, but the whole story is miserable. In a way, she is lucky because she is still breathing, but the process of how it went sour in the first place is bad. So, if I were to surmise this, Shizeo coaxed Ember, to killing Jasmine for some odd reason. But for Jasmine to get there in the first place, Shizeo must have knocked out Jasmine, or Shizeo coaxed Ember to knock Jasmine out. Because Ember could knock out someone with no problem. Yeah, they labelled her descriptions of the beast as delusional due to extreme traumas, which I can see happening. She must have been a great deal of fear and pain. Yeah. Sorry, I'm keeping you up with this. It's okay, I haven't been able to sleep either. Me too. I hope everything will be okay. Yeah, me too. Okay, we're going to end off with this cliffhanger, folks, of Chiharu staying quiet over the weekend. She must be in deep turmoil at the moment over her parents' annoyances over her because of her lack of top-notch grades. But thank you so much for watching, guys. And this route is definitely taking a very interesting turn at this point in time. There's lots of questions hanging in the end as to what could happen. Like, in the end of all of this, Chiharu is still going to be a possible victim in all of this. Like, in all of the routes so far in the game, the person that has always been a victim in some way is Chiharu. Even if she survives, she is still a victim. In her, like, dead-end route, she is ultimately a victim. When she's saw the body of Jasmine, definitely a victim as well, because of a victim of that kind of circumstance. And also as well, the entire story orbiting around the fact that Shizeo orchestrated these two people who originally were from Kamashi to come back. But I'm very curious to see where this story pans out in the future. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next time of Missing Time. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you won't be missing time on watching these videos. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.